Hello, Star Lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Today we're talking about it's the last week of May, and I've literally titled it Holy Mind Week. Mercury is front and center for everything. But remember, we're coming into this week right after that Saturn entering Aries energy, which Saturn moves every 3 years, so it's not like hugest thing, but because of Neptune and because of its affiliation with it all year long until they reach that exact kiss at the end of February next year, it is a big deal. It's a 14-year scenario. And so Saturn gets you ready. So Saturn is saying, get real, be honest, be bold, be attentive, let's get fiery. And so we have that energy as the foundation. It's literally the floor that you're standing on. But then we get this week, and we take the lens of the week, and I do this on purpose. I kind of push out all the big, huge things that are going on, and I say, guess what? Monday through Friday, what kind of action you're going to take. And so I want to be true to that. And when I look at the Monday through Friday energy, it's all about Holy Mercury, right? So Mercury, communication, systems, travel, connections, your schedule, your busyness, your distractions, your mind running amok, your not being able to sleep, those thoughts that just race. I mean, we also have a new moon this week, right? So there's just a lot of vivacious, uplifting, ideating, solution orienting, communication energy. And that on the face of it sounds really good. And then you look at your calendar and you kind of take that big gulp and you say, okay, I'm sure I'm ready for it. So you want to be able to pace yourself. And you also want to be able to highlight the most important priority. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. And so your most important priority are your connections. It's for support. Now, support can look like, gee, who's helping me out from I've got a lot of crap to do and who's going to help me do that? Or it can be who's helping me out because I want to get more visible and I want to reach out to more people and I want to be on with different audiences or different stages or be in different geographies or open up a product line. It could be something like that. So when I say support, I mean it in both sides of the equation. And so Saturn, let's get real about this, right? So let's really do brass tacks. I'm going to go through your signature and give you a very precise thing to do this week. So it's your mission should you choose to accept it, right? If you haven't taken your quiz yet, that 12-question quiz at yourstarmaptosuccess.com, go ahead and do it, then come back and grab your tip for the week. So remember, it's all about connection. So I'm going to look at each one of the signatures for that. So for you, wise strategist, you are going to be looking to a team member or two, and you're going to ask them the question, how do we achieve our strategy in the next 7 months? And you guys are going to set some time and you're going to gameplay. And then for you, intuitive visionary, you are going to take your favorite work, your favorite offering, your favorite message or post or article or guest podcast, and you are going to blast it through the airways this week. And then for you, the Collaborative Explorer, you're going to do something in your networking group to take advantage of an opportunity. Now, it could be, gee, I've been thinking about doing a masterclass, or I'm thinking about reaching out to this person, or I was thinking about getting on the stage, virtual or otherwise, and you're going to make that happen. So you don't have to do it this week, but you have to make it happen. So you have a date booked on the calendar. And then for you, ruling warrior, you're going to be looking at your lifetime value of your clients. You know what that is. For everybody else, lifetime value is you look at your client roster and you literally over the course of the entire time they've been working with you, you look to see how much value they've created with you. I stretch that example or that equation and I say, if they refer, really good referrals, if they're an anchor for your group, if they are a great recommender or they've been really beautiful, they've turned into a collaborator or something, I also add that, even though that's qualitative, I add that too. And you're going to reach out to your highest lifetime value client and you're going to have a conversation with them without agenda. You're just going to have a conversation with them. And then for you, Create a Superstar, you're going to ask your favorite follower You've got followers, we know it. You're going to ask them for help. So have a conversation and see what they come up with. And then for you, loving alchemist, you are going to reach out to your favorite client. No rhyme or reason about this, just your absolute fave, and you're going to plan something really super fun with them. Now, it could be that you can invite them to a retreat, or you can go and say, gee, I'm going to be in your geographic area later this year. Or you can say, you know what, I've just read my favorite book and I'd love to talk to you about it. There's no rhyme or reason with this. It's just for you to get that value connection again, to understand and underscore how you bring and touch your clients' lives. So for everybody, last week of May, here we are. We're in the middle of Q2. It's that changing quarter. We are strapping in for June and then for the rest of the year. And I, for one, am so excited. So, as always, thank you so much for listening and sharing with friends. And until next time, happy soul tidings. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together, as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.